Hi there. How are you today? Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to share this information with you. This is so exciting. This is the first time I've done a workshop type situation over my Facebook feed, so I'm super excited. Okay, so today we are talking about the E2B formula. Hi, Jody. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. The E2B formula. It's the success formula that I haven't really taught much about. And so let me explain about it a little bit. Well, actually, first, my name is Crystal Shelton, and I am an intuitive confidence coach. And I help people rewrite the stories in their heads so that we can proclaim and understand and draw in all of the success that we really want in our lives. Now, this formula works in every place in our lives. It is so exciting. And, well, let me tell you, I've been studying law of attraction, manifesting, limited beliefs, self perception, self limiting, self sabotage, all of that kind of stuff. And when I started working with quite a few clients, what I did is I found that many of them had a very similar set of issues that they really wanted to resolve. So what I did is I found the common topics and I put them into a system that works together to really help us align our lives to who we want to be, where we want to go in our life, and what we want our life to look like. Because that is what we want. That's what we all want in our lives, right? So give me a one if you're hearing me with this, if that's resonating with you. This success formula is amazing. As I found the success that I was receiving, what I did is I went back to find the specific steps. Because what I did is I've done so much studying with these that I was looking for the perfect formula. And I found a lot of really good ones. And none of them really completely resonated so closely to what I was looking for. So as I backtracked on where I got my success, what I did is I found the perfect formula. So here we're going to talk about this today. Okay, the E2B success formula. E is energy. So that means that our energy, that's our feelings, our emotions, the physiology we have within our body towards whatever that goal is that we want. Okay? So that's part 1. Part 2 is beliefs. This is the subconscious beliefs that we have inside of our minds that have been hardwired to believe these situations. And it could be money limiting, or it could be relationship limiting. I mean, there's so many options, right? So that's part 2. And then part 3, we're going to go over the behaviors. So behaviors are the actions that we put forth in order to manage where we're going for our goals. Now, this success formula, it sounds really simple. What it is, it's not like take one and then add another one and then add another one. Each one of these multiply our success. So many people, we tend to do one or maybe even two of these, and we get success. But if you really want to amplify your success, you want to get all 3 of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you an example in each one of these situations. Now, I know many of my contacts are clients, or they're coaches, or we are teachers for other people. So in the example that I'm going to use for these, just to make it nice and easy, I'm going to pretend we all want to be a public speaker because it's such a great example. And quite honestly, many people have wanted to be a public speaker. And if we're on social media or if we're doing workshops in front of a bunch of people, we got to be able to speak in front of people. Okay, so that's why I'm going to use the example. It just makes it easy, and I think most people can relate with it. So, part one, we're talking about energy. Energy, that is the feelings, the emotions, and the physiology we have in our body. So let me give you a little story. Let's talk about, I live in the Pacific Northwest, and here we do a lot of hiking. And a lot of times when we go hiking, then we'll go along, we're having a great time, it feels really good. And then all of a sudden we see a bear. Like, what happens? When I say that, what happens to the energy? We kind of go, whoa, right? Oh my gosh, it's scary because we see this bear and it puts our body, it puts our energy into this flight and fight syndrome that we call it. And so what we want to do is, instead of allowing, now if you see a bear, that's okay to do. But most of the time, we don't need to worry about anything chasing us, right? In this world nowadays. So we want to create the energy of love and gratitude in our hearts and in our lives. And as we do this, we find that things change in our lives. Things kind of come along more smoothly. And as life goes on, it's happier and more fun. So let's use our example that we want to be a public speaker. And we're talking about energy in this instance. Let's just say, oh my gosh, I want to be a public speaker. And I know that every time I've been in front of people, I get physically sick. I'm so scared that I'm sick. And then I freeze up. Okay, so see how the energy there would completely stop my momentum. There's no way I can talk in front of a bunch of people if that energy is not going towards my goal of being a public speaker. Okay, so let's use the other side of energy. So let's say every time we think about speaking in front of people, we get a little bit nervous, but then we keep doing it. And soon it doesn't take long before the nervous energy kind of, it turns into excitement. Okay, secret here. I got to tell you something real quick before we move on. Fear and nervousness and excitement come from the same part of the brain. So it is super easy to change your energy from fear to excitement. Okay? And if you want to know more about that, let me know. But that is something that is so exciting because it's easy to do. Now, when we forget about this, then sometimes our body feels this nervousness, right? But when we get excited, the people we're speaking to can feel this excitement. And then they're drawn into us, and they feel that we're teaching the right situations, right? So, and then what happens is, let's say we do this speaking and so many people connected to us. And then what happens? We made such an impact on so many people that we get offered speaking engagements. Whoa, imagine that. Okay, so that's what I'm talking about with changing your energy. All right. So, not step. I keep calling it step, but it's actually part two. Part two is our beliefs. Okay, beliefs make the difference between success or failure. Have you heard the the quote, I think it was from Henry Ford, said, whether you believe you can or whether you believe you can't, you are right. Okay, what do we mean by this? What this means is that if you believe you can, then you're going to try and you're going to keep doing it. And you know in your heart that you're doing the right thing and you have this strong belief and you're going to do it, right? So if we believe we can't, it's very possible that this is a self-sabotaging belief that we learned back when we were a child that could have been a story that was meant to do the right thing for us. But then it got stuck in here. And then what happens is it's part of our life story from that moment on. And we can change this. So beliefs, these are the thoughts and words that we use to not only ourselves inside what we say to ourselves, but they accidentally come out to everybody else. I mean, how many times have you heard someone, or maybe even you said something like this? Oh man, I really want to do this thing. But it'll never work for me. I can never do that. That only works for this other person. Well, see how the belief gets in the way? Okay, so let's use the public speaker example again. So for instance, we want to be this public speaker and we believe in it and we talk about it and we get excited and we go around talking to all of our friends. We tell them we have the speaking engagement that we're going to do, right? Hey, friend, I wanted to tell you about this training I'm giving. You know, I'm not a very good speaker or teacher, but I would really love it if you came by. Okay, so what is that telling your friend? It's not only telling this to your friend, but it's also telling yourself. It's reinforcing that you do not believe that you can teach them and that you are that you are going to be successful. So how do you think your friend is going to come to this event? Yes or no? What do you think? Is your friend going to come? Let me know. Put in the chat box. Yes or no. Is your friend going to come? You know, I don't know. I'm not really a very good speaker, but I'd love for you to come. Okay, so let's turn it around. Let's use the confident alignment here. And what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing. You know, so you're talking to your friend. Hey, so I've got to tell you, I'm teaching this subject next week. Gosh, I'm getting really excited about it. You know, I used to be nervous talking in front of people, but now I'm getting better and better all the time. You should come check this out. I bet there's something you would learn, and this will help you out. Okay, so what do you think about that statement? Do you think your friend will come and probably be engaged in it? Oh my gosh, I bet you they would. From the words that we use, and that change, see how it changed the energy too? And it shows that not only that we believe in ourselves, but also we're showing other people that we believe in ourselves and that they can believe in us. Okay, so that is part 2. Let's go on to part 3. We're just going to kind of breeze through these because there's so much information here. Okay, so part 3 is behavior. Behavior, I mean, many of us, we understand what behavior means. You know, those are things that we do. So that is not only the external words that we tell other people, but it's also the actions that we're using towards our goal. So whatever our goal is, it's really difficult to achieve it if we don't do anything towards it, right? Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this, because many, many, many successful people are doers. And they will do it no matter how they're feeling and no matter what they believe. They just do. And I know this is an example. I know this is truth because I know many successful business people and many successful sales people who they just go do it no matter what happens. And then it becomes a numbers game, right? So what I'm talking about is we want to amplify that success so that it's even more powerful, right? So let's go back to being that public speaker. So let's say that we believe we can and we're kind of excited to do it, but then we don't actually even talk to anybody about it. Or we don't create a space and a time where we actually talk to people. You know, on the same side of this, we don't put any effort into actually figuring out what we feel like we're qualified to teach and what we want to teach. So see how this lack of behavior, it stops any and all progress. Okay, let's take this one step further now. And we're going to be this public speaker. We don't know what we're doing, but we're like, you know what? I believe I can. And I'm so excited because I want to share this message. Okay, now we study how to talk in front of people. We study how to engage with our audience. And then maybe even pick a topic and then put together a speech. We practice it, we memorize it, and then we do it in front of anybody who will listen, right? We do it all the time. And next thing we know is it's so easy and we're so excited and we talk to everyone about this training and how good it is and everybody comes to see it. So do you see the difference here? How that changes the way and the perspective of what's going on? So why are we talking about these three parts? It's really important. You know, like I said, many people have been super successful with just one or two of these parts. In fact, I heard it from so many times from my husband. Shh, don't tell him, okay? Now, I hear it all the time. Don't worry about how you feel about it. Just do it. Now, if you have that really, really strong fear, then yes, it's great advice because the more you do it, the more confident you'll be in that subject and the easier it will get within time. I'm going to tell you a really quick story. When I was first starting being on Facebook Live, I had everything. In fact, you could probably go on my feed and find it. It was so funny. You know, I had everything, all of my notes. I had everything on my notes. I knew exactly. I posted it right under the camera. I knew what I was going to say. And I went to go press the button to go live, and I couldn't do it. I stopped myself. Okay, we call that procrastination, right? And then what I did is I said, okay, so at 1:05, I'm going to do it. I made a deal with myself at 1:05. And then I didn't do it. Okay, so then I kept procrastinating it. Finally, I'm like, I'm just going to do this. And I did. And that was my first time. And then someone came live. It was so funny. Someone came live. I was like, oh my gosh, somebody's talking to me. And then my 5-minute talk turned into like 1 or 2 minutes. it was funny. And then each time after that, I've gotten better and better and better. So, you know, that's a case where you just move through the fear and just do it. What I'm talking about is building this confidence and this system inside of us so that when we are ready to make the step to really go into that success, that it goes so much quicker and so much easier. Okay? We could call this manifesting. We could call this law of attraction. We could call it mindset. There are so many words that could go along with this. But let me tell you, this shit works. It works really, really good. So, you know, what we're talking about here is if we have one piece, one of these parts, let's imagine that we give a value to each one of these parts. Let's give a value of 3 to each one of them, okay? So when we have one part, we have 3. Now it's not one part and one part. If we have two of these parts, it's actually multiplied in our success. So if we have the doing and we have the belief, but we don't have the energy, then it's still good. It's better than if we didn't have the belief, right? But that's 3 times 3. It's not 3 plus 3, it's 3 times 3. And that makes it a value of 9 with 2 of them. Now, when you add this other one and you have all 3 of them together, it's like 3 times 3 times 3. It multiplies and it gets stronger and better and more success comes to you. So that would be a value of 27 instead of 3 or say 9. So you see how this works? I mean, my husband is he's an engineer, so he likes numbers. And so I like to go into the number side just so that people understand. Okay, so the power of aligning all 3 of these to the same goal is like magic. When we align them all together, it's that 3 times 3 times 3. The power in our alignment actually creates the appropriate situations for everything we want and all of our dreams to come true. So I have to tell you, this stuff works for any goal or any situation. Now, I may end up calling this the E2B money success formula because money gets people excited, right? But it doesn't have to be. It can be a new job or a business. It could be success in your business. It could be success in your job. It could be a healthier lifestyle. If you align all those together, you don't even really need to go on a diet. I don't like that word. It's a bad word. But what'll happen is you'll automatically feel better in your energy, and then you accidentally eat better, and then what happens is your body's happier, right? So it happens automatically. It's not like oh, if you go on this diet, then this will happen. It changes the way this formula works. Now, let's say you want to attract or find that perfect life partner or even business partner. This will work there too. All right? Okay, so I'm going to teach many of these steps next week. I have a 5-day, not 4, I have a 5-day free challenge in my group. And in that 5-day challenge, I'm going to go over many of these steps, and so that you can learn the process and how some of this works. And if you'd love to learn more about this or join the 5-day challenge, I'm going to put a link in the comments in just a few minutes. And I'd love for you to sign up, be a part of the challenge. And I'm telling you, this will change your life. It will change the way that you think about the situations in your life, which then will change your behavior. And when you add those 3 together, the energy, your energy, that's your emotions and your physiology and how good you feel. And then you multiply that times your beliefs, your subconscious beliefs, and we rewire those. We actually rewire in your mind to think differently. And then we multiply that times the behavior. And that is putting that effort, that really exciting effort, into where we are going. So when you multiply those all together, that is going to amplify the success in your life. So if you have any comments or questions, please go ahead and place them in the chat box, and I will do my best to answer anything. Oh my gosh, let me tell you the change this made in my life. When I put together this formula, I did it by accident. And then things started changing in my life. And so, first of all, my body started shrinking and I started losing more weight. And weight isn't the goal. It's about feeling good and feeling healthy, right? So I did that. And then my success in my business got more and better and better. And then the next step was that my relationship with my husband, now it's always been pretty good, but all of a sudden, because my energy is in these situations, every goal I have in life, I think about where I want to feel, how I want to feel inside of myself. I'm grateful for all my beautiful friends, all of my clients, all the money I make, how good I feel in my body, how wonderful my relationship is, and all of these pieces just get better and better all the time. All the time. This is the secret success. So join the group, join the 5-day challenge, free 5-day challenge. There will be a fantastic prize. You will love it. And you're going to get a mindset and strategy session with me so that you can really deep dive into where your mindset is and how to change it around, because mindset is so important in these situations. Okay, so I didn't see any questions in the chat, so please feel free to reach out to me. I'm available just about any time. I'm here all the time, and I am so grateful for you, and I'm grateful for spending the time with me. And if however I can help you, please let me know. All right, have a wonderful rest of your day. I love you lots. Bye.